as some people know, like Springfield's a pretty unique place. I mean, we have some like really like strange characters here.
We have a cartoon.
Yeah, literally, it's like the Simpsons come to life and shit, man. Which
we have our own Mayor Quimby.
Yeah, Diamond Mike Albano.
Diamond Mike. Diamond Mike Albano.
Diamond Mike Albano. Jesus, I'm pretty sure we've had plenty of Ottos in our lives riding the school bus around here.
Yep.
There's this one cat. There's one cat though, man. He is an institution, a Springfield institution, man. And he goes by a lot of names, man. Like a lot of people call him the Preacher Man. But you and me, we know him, and we've known him since early '90s as none other than Sweet Jesus.
Yep, Sweet Jesus, and he's never changed.
He's never changed. He's an icon, a Springfield institution, an original, because there's nobody else like him.
Everyone knows him.
Everybody knows him.
He's our favorite one-eyed preacher.
Jesus, yeah.
That roams the streets.
Sweet Jesus. The reason why he got the name Sweet Jesus was apparently he's a homeless guy.
No, but I heard his family has money.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's accurate, but I mean, every time I see him, he's always on the street.
Yeah, but his family kind of push him away because they own a bunch of funeral. Like they own that funeral home over on St. James.
Oh, really? Get out of here!
Yep.
Oh man. Here's the thing with Sweet Jesus, right? He got the name because back in the early '90s, I mean, he was definitely crazy. But back in the early '90s, he used to walk around the city in a priest outfit.
Yep.
I mean, with the collar and the fucking, the black shirt with a Bible, the whole nine.
Well, he carried a Bible around?
Yeah, he carried a Bible around. And he looked, like a preacher.
Was he an old preacher before that just went nuts?
I have no idea. I don't know what his backstory is. I just remember seeing him in my neighborhood and in other neighborhoods.
In every neighborhood.
And just, just walking around. One time, I'm working I had this job at this drugstore. I was real young. I was like 17 or something. I had a job at this drugstore or whatever. And he walked in there, and it was around Easter time, right? And he walks in there, and he goes and he looks, and he's walking, and he's got the collar on, looking all priesty.
Priest-like?
Yeah. So he walks in, and he turns to the girl.
No, but was he looking Jason Priestley?
Nah. Not even close. He could have gotten into a car accident and still would not look anything like Jason Priestley. Now, whatever happened to that motherfucker?
I don't know. Not 90210.
Yeah, fucking talk about falling off the face of the earth.
He fell way off the face of the earth.
Tell me about it. Anyway, so Sweet Jesus comes in, and he looks at some display, and he turns to the girl at the cashier and he goes, "Hey, you got any Easter egg coloring kits?" And she goes, "Excuse me?" And he says, "You have any Easter egg coloring kits? Because it's Easter." Because it was like a day before Easter. And she goes, "I don't think we have any coloring kits, sir. I'm sorry." He goes, "What? What you mean you don't have no Easter egg coloring kits?" And she's like stuttering. The girl's like stuttering. And he's like,
a yelling black man.
Yeah. He's like, "Yo." He goes, "All right." He goes, "I'll straighten this out. I'm going to the back to talk to the pharmacist." He went back there to talk to this old white guy who's a really nice guy, but he was this old white guy. He must have been like almost 80 years old. And he's got this guy yelling. And all I could hear because I'm in the front, and all I could hear in the back was him saying, and do you know what Noah said? Do you know what he said? And he's like, no. The poor pharmacist, his hand was shaking. He was so afraid of this guy. So then all of a sudden, he comes back, and before he leaves, he's like, "Y'all need to be saved for not having no Easter egg coloring kits here." So he went down and got on his knees, and he said, "I'm going to pray for y'all." He prayed to a giant display of Bounty towels that were stacked in a pyramid.
Oh, Bounty.
He prayed to the Bounty towels that God would forgive us for not having Easter egg coloring kits a day before Easter. So then he walked off and left. Since then, you and I have both...
We've had encounters,
and he's gotten a
lot worse.
He's gotten a lot more crazy. He doesn't walk around in a priest outfit anymore.
Nope. No Bible.
Nope.
But I did see him on the bus like a long time
ago.
Like, before I had a car.
Yeah.
and he was blessing everyone on the bus.
Yeah, he's still doing the religious thing, man.
He got on a knee. He was like, Lord, save everyone on the bus because I can't do it all myself. Lord Jesus, please, bless everyone. And I'm like, oh fuck, this crazy bastard. He has one eye too. He's like Odin.
Yeah, his eye, like it almost seems like his eye is looking into forever.
Yeah.
But sweet Jesus is still cool though, man.
He's like a throwback to the 70s.
Oh, he's a total throw. He's a throwback to a different dimension. I don't know, man. He's something else.
And
man.
like he still has back then he had like a tight fro, like a tight oval fro. Now it's more like he's like a bald type of fro.
Yeah, he's.
But it's still tight.
One time I'm driving by and I'm looking over, and I see Sweet Jesus over there, and I holler his name, and I'm Sweet Jesus as I'm driving by,
Yeah.
And he just looks at me, and goes, "Hey!" That's it. I was like, I don't even, he just made a sound and he pointed at me. He had no idea who I was.
You remember that time that it was like, I don't know, like fucking 10, 11 at night, and we saw him at McDonald's?
Yes.
Yeah. And then we bought him 2 burgers and we went to drove around town. We drove around town looking for him.
Hold on. No, we saw him.
Yeah,
and he walked by.
He was walking.
And we were getting something to eat. We're like, oh, Sweet Jesus. And one of us, I can't remember if it was you and me, like, we should get him something to eat, man. Get him a couple burgers because kind of.
I know it wasn't me.
Okay, it was probably me.
Fuck that shit.
So I was like, we should get him a couple burgers. It's late, it's cold out here. Let's get him. So we got him a couple burgers, and he's hanging out the front of the McDonald's. We go through the drive-thru, finally get the burgers. All of a sudden, he's gone.
He's gone like fucking, like Moses or the Bernie Bush.
Yeah, like the fucking Will-o'-the-Wisp. fucking old the Black David Copperfield. He just disappeared. So I'm like, well, I'm not letting these burgers go to waste. And Monsieur's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, let's find this motherfucker. Yo, we went driving around the south end of Springfield, which looking for him. We were going down alleys, fucking driving down one-way streets.
Yo, we drove for a good half hour. Like, no, this dude travels.
Yeah, he does. And then the funny thing is, as we're going back, where did we eventually find him? Back at the front of McDonald's.
Yeah.
So I pull up and I go, Sweet Jesus. He goes, hey. That's all he says. He goes, hey. So I was like, Sweet Jesus, how you doing? And he goes, I'm a man. Blah, blah. And he starts mumbling something. I don't even know what the fuck he said.
He mumbles nothing.
Yeah. And he goes, what it is. So I said, Sweet Jesus. I was like, I felt bad for you. He goes, okay. That's the one thing I understood. And I'm like, Sweet Jesus, I got something for you. And his eyes kind of lit up a little bit.
Because he doesn't get gifts.
Yeah. So we pulled out the 2 hamburgers. And he went, oh, man, I thought you had some Coke. I was like, some Coke? And he said, he was like he had this look of disappointment on his face. He's like, oh, man, I thought you had some Coke. And I was like, Sweet Jesus, I just drove around for 5 blocks looking for you to get you fucking 2 cheeseburgers. And he goes, oh, okay. I'll take the burgers. And he took the burgers. And then as we're driving, he goes, but you don't have any Coke, do you? I'm like, no, I don't have any Coke, man. And he just stumbled off. God damn it, man. Sweet Jesus is incredible, man. That guy has been through more shit. He stabbed somebody.
He did a lot of things.
I already stabbed some store owner. Some store owner told him to get away from his property. And
he's still he didn't go to jail.
No, I can't remember if he did.
No, because he's insane.
Yeah, well, he is insane, and he's still walking the streets, man.
He's still walking the streets.
Man. Still, dude. I saw a YouTube video of some guy,
like a lone hero.
Yo, yes, exactly. He's
oh yeah, the guy that brought him into this car.
Yeah, there was a video of some guy that gave him a ride somewhere. Yeah. It's on YouTube, and if look for it, says Preacher Man Springfield, Mass. I'm sure you'll find it. Some guy out there gave him a ride somewhere and videotaped it. And Sweet Jesus is at his his usual self.
Yeah,
kind of like half here, half on Mars, and just talking, rambling about some shit. Yo, one time I gave him change, and I actually talked to him, and he was telling me something about like great whales in Westfield. I'm like, what? And he just kept mumbling about something about whales in Westfield, which is a town that's next to us.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is landlocked. There's no body of water near Westfield. So, he's been nuts for so long that he's just like like nobody expects anything.
It's just
different.
Expected that he's nuts.
That he's nuts. Exactly.
That he will always do something crazy.
Hold on, yeah. But he's religious.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he is religious, which is another form of nuts.
which is another form of nuts.
Yeah. So he's doubly nuts.
I've always wanted to, and I've tried to. I believe it or not, I actually asked a pastor where I work. There's like a pastor that works nearby us.
Yep.
So I actually asked one of the pastors. I'm like, hey, listen, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah. He goes, you're part of the Catholic faith. He goes, oh yeah, absolutely. So I said, listen, I know a guy who's he's religious. He's actually a preacher. And he goes, oh, okay. I'm like, is there any way? He's an icon. He's a shining light to the city of Springfield.
He's a beacon of crazy hope.
He's a beacon of something. Is there any way that I can get him formally recognized by the Vatican?
For creating miracles.
Yeah, I mean, he has.
He has.
Look, there have been plenty of down days that I've had, and I look over at Sweet Jesus. I'm like, yeah, you know what? My day's not so bad.
It's not that bad.
No.
It's not that bad anymore.
I told the pastor this, and I described who he was. You should have seen the look on the pastor's face, man. You would have thought that I had taken a shit on the altar. He was like, I don't think we can help him. But I swear to God, it is my mission to make Sweet Jesus a saint.
Saint Sweets?
Saint Sweets.